Stadium in Athens, Georgia is simply one of the most beautiful on-campus stadiums in college football. It will be rocking much like the Georgia team bus was literally rocking as the Bulldogs arrive. A few hugs for Aaron Murray and his teammates as they made their way in, and a former teammate, Zach Mettenberger, now the starting quarterback at LSU. Back home, he grew up 10 miles from Athens. It's the LSU Tigers, undefeated against the Georgia Bulldogs, once beaten. This joint will be full. We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS, LSU and Georgia. And good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. So glad you could be with us. This is without question the featured matchup in college football today. Gary, this will be a true big boy football game.
It really is. When you're talking to all the guys and the coaches, sometimes players in modern football have to try to find the action. Well, the action's going to find them. It is really measure yourself out here against really great competition.
And we do have two of the best quarterbacks in all of college ball going head-to-head. They were once roommates here at Georgia. It's Aaron Murray for the Bulldogs, starting his 45th game. Zach Mettenberger coming back home as the leader of LSU. We'll develop that story throughout the day, but talk a little bit about their respective talents.
Vern, these games are always high-pressured for quarterbacks, but I think it's even more pressure in this football game. You know both of these guys. They came here to Georgia together. You know the pressure's going to be on each one of them to try to show they're the guy. I mean, for Zach and Aaron Murray in this stadium, one where Zach grew up watching football, and Aaron Murray is now the quarterback for Georgia. It's going to be pressure-packed, and which one of those two guys is going to make the plays in the fourth quarter? You know it's going to come down to that.
In every sense, this is going to be a heavyweight battle. We're back live at Sanford Stadium, and coming on the field first, the Bulldogs of Georgia. They've won 14 straight in Mark Richt's 13 years, 65-13 in Sanford Stadium. And not far behind them, led by Les Miles, J.C. Copeland first out. The Tigers of LSU, 29 straight wins in September. And make note of this, all time, LSU has won 7 and lost only 6 here against the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's go down to Tracy.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We just talked about how this is going to be a heavyweight fight. How did you prepare your team for the physicality that we're about to see?
Well, we just practice that way. We try to play that way. We try to think that way. But we know they do too. It's going to be a great battle.
We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
No hiding, like we've said. I mean, Mark knows that he's been telling us all week that he's been preaching to his team that if you don't want to stand up there and be a man, LSU's going to run right over you. The first team that smells any weakness will win this game.
Well, Tracy Wolfson just ran the 53-yard dash. She's live with Les.
That's right, Coach. We talked about it before. How you keep Zach Mettenberger's emotions in check. What did you say to him before he took the field?
He need not worry about anything other than playing quarterback for LSU. That's a man-sized job today. Just play like he's supposed to. We'll be fine.
We appreciate it. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well done, Tracy. 92,000 plus on hand at venerable Sanford Stadium. Just a brilliant late September afternoon as LSU takes on Georgia. They have won, LSU that is, the last 2 games. Just perfect. 75 degrees, a slight breeze, and continued sunny skies. James Hairston will kick off. Reggie Davis, true freshman, about to make his first kickoff return of the year. He did catch a 98-yard pass last week. That was Aaron Murray's 100th career pass touchdown. Hairston for LSU. This will be his 31st kickoff. 20 of them have gone for touchbacks. LSU won the toss and deferred. And he chases this one all the way through the end zone. And so the Bulldogs will start on offense. Aaron Murray making his 45th start. Every game he's played since his first game as a freshman here at Georgia.
Was out at practice Thursday, Vern, and he had a brilliant day. It was like watching a Drew Brees practice many years ago. The ball really never hit the ground. Every checkoff was sound. He was in complete focus on Thursday for this game.
Already with 2 undergraduate degrees. He was in graduate school and dropped the course load because he was taking 12 hours, and it was just a bit much. Here's the handoff to Gurley, bounces outside. He's chased and out of bounds, but a substantial gain on first down. Starting lineups presented by Chick-fil-A. Gates, Lee, Andrews, Burnett, and Houston. Fullback is Hicks. And Colton Houston will develop his 3-year battle to become eligible here. This is his first year to play. It's a long story and kind of complicated, but that's a nice ending. Here's Gurley out to the 41-yard line. A 15-yard pass catch from Aaron Murray defensively. Rasco Johnson, Ego Ferguson, Daniil Hunter. Quan Alexander starts for the injured Taj Jones, and we'll talk a little bit more about the honor of wearing number 18. This year it goes to Lamine Barrow. It's a tradition that goes back to the year that Matt Mock, wearing that number, led the Tigers to the NCAA championship. Out of the gun, Murray across the middle, perfect pass. Justin Scott Wesley.
Well, you can see the game plan from Mike Bobo to start this game. He's going to try to soften up this LSU defense. By the way, that has 9 new starters from a year ago. It's a very young defense, and they've got the experienced Murray starting to pick them with the short passes to begin with.
Murray with a lot of time. Got it. Arthur Lynch, the tight end, out of Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
Arthur Lynch caught 4 passes last week, and he is a real threat at tight end. Right there, he gets a little stop and then into the middle of the field, and it's up-tempo.
Gurley goes left. Breaks the tackle of Quan Alexander, picks up an additional 4 yards after that. Les Miles still a placid demeanor. This is the first drive of the game. Gurley really running well early on. The Verizon Red Zone offense, 19 trips so far, 13 touchdowns. National average is 63%.
It's a great combination, an experienced quarterback and a loaded tailback.
We've got the 3 wides to the right side. On first and goal, Gurley. Stiff arm Alexander, who attempted to make the tackle, and Gurley is brought down at the 4. Pound, pound, pound. Play action. Tackle was made by DJ Welter, number 31, the middle linebacker for LSU.
Plenty of height. Michael Bennet in the slot, one of his favorite players to go up top with, number 82.
Chris Conley is the wide man, bottom of the screen.
Man-to-man look all over. There he is to Michael Bennet.
Touchdown, Georgia. Bennet missed most of last season with a torn ACL. He was injured in the 4th game of the year. Marshall Morgan on for the extra point. It's good.
Vern, not only did they have their best tall receiver, and Aaron Murray loves to go to Bennet, but he's got a match against a safety in Craig Lawson. I mean, this is basically checkers. You got your best receiver on a safety, king me.
was impressive.
Sure was.
75 yards in 8 plays. It took 320. Georgia by 7. Everybody wearing red, feeling pretty good about things right now. The most impressive opening drive for Georgia. Marshall Morgan kicks it to the 1-yard line where Odell Beckham Jr., a dangerous return man, counter punches out across the 30 to the 34. And now one of the main themes of this afternoon's game, Zach Mettenberger. He grew up 10 miles south of Athens, Watkinsville, signed first in the class of '09, and then in the spring of 2010 was arrested, ultimately pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of sexual battery, was dismissed from this team, and his sojourning has brought him back here. Jeremy Hill with the first carry. Leonard Floyd, number 84, makes the tackle.
Yeah, also Jordan Jenkins, Vern, took it on right at the point of attack. He's the one, Jenkins, that had to take on Copeland. That'll be a story all game. Can the linebackers take on that fullback?
Copeland slotted behind his left tackle. Mettenberger back to pass for the first time, goes into the flat to Jeremy Hill. And let's give you the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Thank you. And here they are for LSU. Collins, Alexander, Porter, Turner, Hawkins. J.C. Copeland is a Georgia lad. We talked with linebacker Jordan Jenkins. They knew of each other in close by high schools. And now Copeland is a load. 2 wide receivers. Now the tight end comes way wide to the left. Mettenberger got a man. It's Jarvis Landry. That's his 25th catch in 4 games and 1 possession. That's good for a gain of 10. Well, we talked about the youth of the LSU defense. This is not exactly a senior-laden team. 3 true freshmen starting, one of whom is Trey Matthews at a safety position. This time, Hill is cut down. Jeremy Hill's coming off a career-high rushing effort, 184 yards in that rain-drenched win at Tiger Stadium last Saturday night. Second down and 7.
And Vern, on this drive for LSU, it's a little different for this season. They were one of 8 teams that hadn't trailed all year. This is the first time that LSU has trailed in the season 2013.
Play action. Mettenberger rolling right, being chased by Jenkins, and that one intended for Beckham is tipped away by Damian Swan, number 5.
Did he get his arm on Beckham? Well,
I think so.
I think interesting at the LSU bench, very surprised not to get that call. And Les Miles walked all the way down there to argue with that side judge. I think he missed it, and I think Les was correct on that.
3rd down 7. This LSU team has played so well on the road, as you saw with that graphic. Here comes the blitz. Mettenberger across the middle. Got a man! It's Cadron Boone of all people, and he strolls in untouched. 48-yard touchdown. Only his 2nd catch of the season. So much emphasis on Beckham Jr. and Landry, and here comes Cadron Boone, who is a senior and has played a lot, but not so much a part.
Listen, you've got a ex-NFL coach in Cam Cameron who's tutoring the quarterback, Zach Mettenberger, and in this case, Georgia just gave away the coverage. It was way too easy.
Colby Delahousse kicks the extra point inside the right upright. Another look.
Damian Swan had the coverage, but it was tipped off early right here with the safety coming up way too early. He knew it from the get-go. Bad technique by Swan, taking an outside technique, and real simple. These guys are too good. Even with Mugger coming in there unblocked, he knew he had a touchdown pass the whole way.
Now that was impressive.
Got it.
Both teams impressive on their opening possessions offensively. Both quarterbacks impressive in their initial possessions in this game.
It's fun football watching this stuff, I tell you. Well-coached players, high-level players. You make a mistake, it's like serving one of those 93-mile fastballs or belt high. Their other team is going to hit it.
James Hairston will kick off. Reggie Davis, again, the deep back for the Georgia Bulldogs. Line drive. One hopper picked up short. And back up to the 25, 27-yard line. Kyle Karemplis. Georgia with 3 wide to the left side and 1 bottom of the screen. Across the middle it goes, intercepted.
Wow.
Picked off by Anthony Johnson, who dropped back into coverage. And Murray is picked off, and LSU has great field position.
Well, LSU only rushed 3 players on this play. And then one of the 3 who rushed, Anthony Johnson, dropped out on it. Watch Anthony Johnson. There are only going to be 3 of them. Excuse me. I tried to center that up. Anthony Johnson comes in, says he can't get him, and he goes, oh, well, I might as well back up. Trying to get the ball to Marshall, and he backs right up into the play.
And so here's LSU at the 34-yard line in a 7-7 ball game. Hand off Jeremy Hill. Bangs over left guard. Rameek Wilson, who leads this team in tackles, made that one.
What do you think's going through Zach Mettenberger's head after that touchdown pass? Just think how long he's waited to throw a touchdown pass in this stadium. I mean, probably since he's been 6-, 7-year-old kid.
He saw his first game here as a 7-year-old, and I think most of you know, but if you're a casual college football fan, perhaps you don't. His mom, Tammy, has worked in the Georgia athletic department for 14 years. Here's Mettenberger, rolls out, finds Jeremy Hill. He's tough to bring down. Well, from 09, here is the Georgia team photo. Aaron Murray, Zach Mettenberger. Mettenberger signed first out of Oconee High School, and then Murray from Tampa signed second. They were actually roommates for 1 semester, along with offensive guard Dallas Lee. The rise in red zone numbers for LSU. Nice play. Josh Harvey Clemens cut through, wasn't blocked, and brought down Jeremy Hill.
Harvey Clemens reads this ball, play quickly, knifes in, accelerates. You just make it bounce out. Give credit to that defensive line forcing Hill out of his primary hole on that play.
2nd and goal from the 5. Hill, tough sledding inside the 5. Nice piece of defensive work again. Josh Harvey Clemens, and Hill is stopped short.
Well, you can see that the LSU coaching staff believes they can run the ball inside on Georgia. So far, they have not been able to do it. On 3rd down, they're coming in with the receivers, though, aren't they?
Yes. 3rd and goal. Latter moments, opening quarter. Landry, Boone, and Beckham are the 3 wides.
This is Travis Dixon right here, a tight end lining up wide. That forces a linebacker to go out with him. Rameek Wilson has out there with Dixon.
Mettenberger, no pressure. Touchdown! Cadron Boone's second of the ball game. All set up by the interception from Anthony Johnson.
That was great eye control by Mettenberger. He had 3 players covering 2. 2 went with 1. Pretty easy, Vern. Who would you throw to? The other guy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Here's Delahousie on for the extra point. That had a little slice to it, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It was Shaq Wiggins, a freshman safety, who was defeated on the play. Mettenberger has now thrown 2 touchdowns in this game.
You take a guy with a lot of talent and you teach him, take the gray out of it. A lot of people can do what Zach can do, but imagine him. Les told Tracy all he has to do is do his job. Nice job.
So far, I think, and Cam Cameron in his first year as offensive coordinator told us last night he's given too much credit for Mettenberger's fantastic start to this year. But it's hard to ignore that coming into this game, the 5th game 2 years ago, here comes the kick. Mettenberger had thrown 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Here is Reggie Davis, and he's down at the 20-yard line with the 2 touchdowns. He's 12 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Now, if you're a Florida fan, you're saying, okay, since the Florida win 2 years ago in 2011, we have been on fire at home scoring points. They've averaged since that game 45-17, scoring more than 40 points all but 2 games. So they should be able to get points and score points.
Well, they've got Gurley at tailback, and he's pretty good. Speaking of Georgia, Craig Loston. That's a gain of 24.
This time Theus is in there, number 71, replacing Cole from Houston, number 75. They're going to shift around, keep their guys very fresh in this football game. Long game.
First down 10. 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Nice. Murray finds Michael Bennet again.
Bennet coming back from an injured knee last year in surgery, missed the last half of last year. You can tell that he is the guy that Aaron Murray feels comfortable with throwing that ball in the middle of coverages.
Here's Bennet getting in the slot, top of the screen. Play action. Murray goes deep, got a man open. Chris Conley, touchdown Bulldogs.
Oh, man.
Looked like Loston might have been victimized for the 2nd time. And Murray and Mettenberger both have 2 TDs now.
You're seeing 2 players that will play on Sunday.
Marshall Morgan with the extra point. Aaron Murray answers. Chris Conley. The touchdown pass, beautifully thrown from Murray. Nice piece at the end of the end zone. And to reiterate, Mettenberger signed first in the recruiting class of 09. Murray's second.
And you know, in 09, interesting story. That's the year Joe Cox was the quarterback. Remember, Georgia started out 1-4 that year. A suspension of A.J. Green. And Mark Rick was telling us that, you know, Mettenberger was a little ganglier at that time, not ready. Aaron Murray would have played, but he had a sore arm.
Right. Was
not ready to play, so they went the whole year with Joe Cox. And that's the reason that Murray's playing this year, because they didn't burn the red shirt in 09.
Odell Beckham with the kickoff return. He's got some room out across the 27, and then rudely that journey is interrupted by Costa Vavlis, who has been a special team standout for Georgia for a long time. Final minute, first quarter. Back and forth. 14-14. Connor Neighbors is in at fullback. That's Neighbors coming bottom of the screen. Mettenberger across the middle. Great. Jeremy Hill. Wow.
Jeez. I mean, this, I hate to say it, I mean, it's almost unfair. I mean, right now, Cam Cameron is grabbing plays from the Baltimore Ravens. Shift the fullback out against the deep zone. See the two deep safeties. Drop it off to the running back. And Ray Rice, I mean, Jeremy Hill takes that ball and goes for it.
Well, Trey Matthews made the mistake of tackling air. There's Cam Cameron in the middle of the screen.
Brilliant play calling. Both he and Bobo are on their games with their quarterbacks.
Hill, cut back. And tackled. Well, we talked a lot about Mettenberger's issues. Les Miles had a team vote as to whether to get him back on the team, allow him back. Are you surprised they said yes? We're back for the second quarter. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson. Georgia and LSU, this one has lived up to its billing. Great play by the quarterbacks, great play by the running backs. Good tactical plans by both coaches. And we start number 2, second down 5, Louisiana State from midfield.
No. Oh,
brother. My gosh. Well, with the exception of that play, we've seen a lot of offense today. Seems to me, Gary, we've come a long way since LSU 9, Alabama 6 2 years ago.
Right.
How do you explain the profusion of points in the SEC this year?
Well, I just think better play and more coaches dedicated to offense, but experience at quarterback like this game. I mean, you got 2 NFL quarterbacks, 4 NFL receivers, coaches who believe in their quarterbacks and are willing to call the plays. I mean, it's a perfect storm. And then top that off, the 2 defenses, last year they had 15 players combined drafted in the NFL.
Exactly. Third down. Blitz up the middle.
Same play.
Yes. Terrence McGee spelling Jeremy Hill at running back. He bore the brunt of the first tackle, and then this one because of the blitz.
Yeah, it was Leonard Floyd that put the pressure on and forced that ball out before he wanted to. Amalo Herrera was the guy who defended it very nicely.
Jamie Keane is the new punter for LSU. Everybody across the country grew familiar with the Australian Brad Wing. He's gone.
This guy can kick too, huh?
Yes. There's a fair catch taken at the 9-yard line by Damian Swan. This LSU team is allowing 1.2 yards per punt return. There's one play. Here's another. Nice. Herrera. All right, Tim, thank you. It's 14 all. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, you saw it. It was that left ankle. They took his shoe off. They looked at it. They taped it with a little black tape. And then he jogged into the locker room, which was pretty good news, except I was just told he is out for now.
All right, Trace, thank you. And jogging with a noticeable limp. Keith Marshall will carry the load if and when.
John Chavis doing his signature bear front, 3 linemen inside.
Marshall almost broke it.
Defense he loves to go to when the other team is able to run the ball. And Georgia is the first team that's been able to run the ball in this game. They're now over 100 yards rushing. You look at the rushing game for LSU, nothing so far. When you factor in the sacks, they're, 4 yards rushing the whole game. So LSU has not been able to run it. First sense of a weakness in the game. So LSU can't stop the run.
Feed Marshall. And he goes over the left side. Micah Eugene, number 34, makes the stop. But they'll move the chains again.
Inside following the big fullback Merritt Hall that time. Second level before anybody even got a hand on him.
Keith Marshall out of Raleigh, North Carolina. They're going to come left with a toss. Merritt Hall gets a great block. And Marshall is pushed out of bounds with a 1st and goal, Georgia. Dallas Lee also helped clear the way.
Same play that Georgia has been running since Vince Dooley was coaching here. Block down, follow the fullback. It worked 25 years ago, and it works today.
Murray into the end zone, diving try, incomplete. Justin Scott Wesley.
Did he start to slip before the ball got there on his break? Let's see if Scott Wesley stumbled out of his cut that time. Caught it out of the corner of my eye. I think he's right here is the guy that Bennett's going to come inside, and he did. He tripped over the legs that time of Ronald Martin. I thought that would have been a touchdown had he not stumbled over the legs of Martin.
That brings on Marshall Morgan, 1 of 2 for the year. Low snap, good hold, kick is up. Adam Erickson was the holder, did a nice job. But take another look at that stumble. Good catch.
A perfect read again. Bennet comes inside, taken by the linebacker. You got an easy throw to the back line. Should have been a touchdown, but a little stumble cost you 4 points.
7 there, 17-14 here. As you look down on Sanford Stadium, constructed in 1929 and named for a former president and chancellor, Dr. Stedman V. Sanford. It was his idea to construct the stadium. It was also his idea to install the hedges. Now, did you study all that last night?
No, I missed that one.
Okay.
I was stuck in traffic trying to see the LSU coaches come.
Gary gave one for the team last night. He wanted to talk personally to Cam Cameron.
Whoa, so, nice catch.
Yeah, it was.
Odell Beckham.
Yeah. Don't you wonder? Third and 4. 5 wide. Stunts defensively. Mettenberger across the middle, caught, first down. Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, we saw this firsthand when Zach Mettenberger basically turned his career around. That time he threw in traffic. He was getting rushed inside by Ray Drew that time. Alabama fans remember him making those third down throws courageously, just like that.
That's incomplete, off the shoulder of Jeremy Hill. 4th and 7.
I wonder if they'll just go 4 downs here rather than punt. Ball a bit high, ball a bit quick. It'll be about a 48-yard field goal from here.
They are going to bring on Delahousie. Now, he's kicked 4 this year, but they have been from 23, 28, 23, and 25 yards. Now, Frugier, the holder, has an injured knee, so I don't think we're going to see him up on a fake. 48 yards. Snap is very good. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
How about that? To watch Les with his patented hand clap, and we have a tie game. A good football game. Both defenses have adjusted a little bit. Quarterbacks are still playing, and the coaches got them right where they want them. The most important thing is Todd Gurley in the house, and he's coming. Is he coming back here on the field to play these last 3 or 4 minutes, or will they hold him to the second half, or will he even be able to play at all?
Well, he is back and still limping.
Doesn't look like he's going to play. And you could always see already the ramifications. Brendan Douglas is carrying the ball instead of Keith Marshall in that situation as a sub.
James Hairston will kick off. Reggie Davis again, the deep back. Davis moves over. He's 3 yards into the end zone. He will bring it out. He's got blazing speed if he gets open, but he does not, and does not get back to the 20. direction. He goes deep left side. Man is open. It's Conley again. Chris Conley, born in Turkey, raised for the most part in Southern California.
Matched up with Jalen Collins on the bottom of the screen, number 32. Back shoulder throw that time. Perfect throw.
Chris Conley's dad was a 20-year Air Force vet. And I must say, we spent time with Chris Conley yesterday. He is about as impressive a college football player as any of us have come across. Mature, wonderful young man.
Got him.
Oh, boy, does he ever. Reggie Davis.
Really don't know what was happening here. Corner takes the short man, gives up the outside receiver way too quick that time, and Reggie Davis gets a gift. Nice read by Aaron Murray, but that time Ronald Martin just, did not play it well. You got to stay deep and come up on the short pass.
Ball spotted at the 2. Keep in mind, Todd Gurley is on the bench with an injury. Marshall is the running back. 3 wide to the left, including Rhett McGowan.
Remember, Georgia has a timeout. They can run the ball.
And they do. Marshall. The line surges forward. Did he get across? He apparently did not.
Plenty of time. They can keep that in their pocket and run one more quick play.
If they can get off
they can,
the ground.
And if they do that quickly, they still have a run-pass option here.
26 seconds to go. Murray, quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Georgia. Heck of a drive.
See, if they use the time out there, they can't really run the ball again. It's too dangerous. The half could end. But by getting up there quickly and running it, they had the run-pass option. Beautiful drive by Murray in Georgia. Big John Theus did a nice job, number 71 that time.
John Theus, Marshall Morgan on for the extra point. Nine plays, 82 yards. (24-17). That last 82-yard drive. Critical. Let's go down to Tracy with Les Miles.
Thanks a lot. Certainly, Coach, not the way you wanted to go into half. What can you say about the breakdown there by your defense?
Well, we got to tackle those backs. They're really catching us a little bit in tempo. They're catching us not ready. We got to make sure that we get our calls in quickly and get ready to play. If we do that, we'll tackle well.
How about your backs? Just 15 rushing yards in this first half. How do you get that corrected, and how important is it?
Well, very important. Now, I think there's some adjustments that we need to make at halftime, certainly, and we'll come out and see if we can rush the ball a little better in the second half.
Thanks a lot. Vern?
All right, Tracy, thank you. That's the end of the first half. Our score 24-17, Georgia. Now let's go to Tim Brando in our New York studio. And so we're getting set for the third quarter, 24-17. Moments ago, Tracy, with Coach Mark Richt.
Coach, can you give us an update on Todd Gurley and his status?
He sprained his ankle. I don't know how bad it is. I'm not sure he can go. We'll just have to see.
What about this last drive? Very impressive going into the half. How do you keep that momentum going into these last 30 minutes?
Well, hopefully you start out playing good defense and giving us good field position and, getting us in a position where we can keep the momentum offensively as well. But, they're a championship team over there. They've won SECs and national championships in the last little bit, so they're probably inciting a riot over there in their locker room, so we better get ready.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right.
Well, these two teams have met 3 different times in the SEC championship game in Atlanta most recently.
Yeah, I think Mark's a good poker player because Gurley's going to have a tough time playing without pads.
Yeah, you're right. Well, he'll provide a little enthusiasm for his teammates. Remember, LSU won the toss and deferred, so they do get the ball to start the third quarter. Marshall Morgan kicks it off. And Beckham thought about it and then decided to pull up 2 yards short, so it'll be a touchback. Thoughts on the first half?
13 yards rushing for LSU. Come on, not going to do it. I mean, they need to help Zach a lot more than that at quarterback. We talked about that this game, both coaches believe this league is won by winning the line of scrimmage. Georgia has won the line of scrimmage with their defense and their offensive lines. They play better football.
Defense?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think LSU's shocked. You know, usually we have a lot of shots of J.C. Copeland, the fullback, hitting guys. We haven't had one play like that in this football game.
Well, they do line up in the I to start the second half. And Copeland is the fullback. Mettenberger goes deep left side. Nice defensive play out there. Wow. That's the freshman Brandon Langley.
Timed it out right, and that was, that time, a perfect play to the outside, and that's how you play defense.
Langley, one of 3 true freshmen starting defensively from suburban Atlanta, the city of Marietta, Georgia. See the stats on Mettenberger, 10 of 16.
I mean, it's going to be tough. Zach Mettenberger, is it going to be up to him to do the whole game on his back?
They will run the draw this time. Up the middle, big hole, and Hill gallops for 11 yards and a first down. Let's take a look, Gary, at first half trends.
Well, you know, there's been a little bit of pressure on Zach Mettenberger. He's done some nice plays. Aaron Murray had that great last drive to finish off the first half. The rushing game has been the story. Gurley been able to run the ball. Georgia being able to run the ball, and as I said, 13 yards. And I mean, when you factor that, if you're LSU, Vern, the tapes that LSU watched was the Alabama game last year, the SEC. Alabama rushed for 350. Nebraska in the bowl game, 204. Clemson to open, 197. And South Carolina losing, rushed for 226. 13 yards. That's not going to get it.
They feed Hill. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and is inside the 35-yard line. Eight true freshmen on the 2 deep, and 12 players made their first career start. Both of these squads have relied on the freshman class. LSU has played 14 so far, Georgia 13. 3rd and 2.
LSU's done a good job on 3rd down. 6 for 9.
Alfred Blue is split wide right.
I just don't think that Georgia's lined up right again.
Deep and overthrown. 4th and 2.
I mean, Swain again is porting like, where's my safety to stop the play? Watch Swain over here. He's going, where's a guy back here? He's pointing. On the other side of the field, you see Langley say, what's going on? Definitely a busted coverage, and they got away from it. Got away with it, excuse me.
That brings on Delahousie, who had a long one earlier in this ball game. Seth Fruget is the holder, and Reed Ferguson will snap at this from 39. He made one from 49, by far the longest of his career. This one looks good. It's hooking, but it hooks after it goes through the uprights.
Well, that was a successful drive for LSU because they showed they could run the ball. Yes, Georgia got to stop, but for Les Miles, he said, I got to give my quarterback some help. Aaron Murray, your ball.
24-20, Georgia still leads. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks, Vern. We heard Mark Rick telling me that Todd Gurley is out for now with that left ankle sprain. Well, he's out here on the sidelines, though, in a boot with no pads. So it does not look like he is returning anytime soon, but it does seem it is just a precautionary measure. He is out here, he is laughing, and he's telling his teammates, I am fine, I am fine. Let's hope that's the case, guys.
All right, Trace, thank you. Well, it was an effective drive for the LSU Tigers to open. They had to settle for 3 instead of 7, but nevertheless, Reggie Davis is back to return James Hairston's kickoff if he is given the opportunity. Davis, this will be returnable from the 1-yard line. And he's out to the 21. Deep left side, over the shoulder catch. Chris Conley, how about stepping up and timing? How about that?
Tre'Davious White, number 16, the true freshman, has good coverage on him. Conley shields him exactly the way you're taught. When that ball is in the air, you're supposed to slide your rear end right in front of the defender and keep him on your back, and he did.
Toss coming left, follow the fullback. Marshall inside the 40. Quavon Hicks with one of the key blocks. It's a gain of 7.
Coming right out to the outside that time, following that fullback again. Was it Hall? Merritt Hall, number 43 again.
Hicks this time.
Excuse me. Was it Hicks? Quavon Hicks, 48. Boy, good fullback play. If you're going to run the ball from the I formation, you got to have a fullback. Both teams do.
It's kind of old-fashioned football, isn't it?
Sure is.
They're down 3. And they're in the I again. 2 wide. Here's the handoff to Marshall. He's not going to get there.
Big call here now for Mark Richt.
Anthony Johnson. Yes, excuse me.
Over a 50-yard field goal. Or will they go for it? Will they punt? Be close to what, 55-yard field goal attempt here.
Wow. Well, the career long for Marshall Morgan is 52.
And look who's back there, the field goal returner.
He's listed on the depth chart, is Odell Beckham, as missed field goal return specialist because he had one of 100 yards earlier. Here's the kick. That's got plenty. Holy cow.
My goodness.
A career long for Marshall Morgan.
My goodness. That made that thing by 10 yards. Woo.
Check for helium.
Check for helium. Odell Beckham said, I don't have a chance on this one.
My gracious. And I'm just reminded, looking around, Gary, that Mark Richt did call for the fans to all wear red here.
They listened.
They did.
Yeah.
My gracious. Except for the purple and gold folks. Odell Beckham Jr., he'll return it. Comes right. And has to hurdle a defender to get out of bounds.
Well, LSU proved they could run the ball last series. Let's see if they're going to try to get Beckham and Landry and Boone back in this football game.
Kenny Hilliard is making his first appearance, number 27. So we've seen each of the quartet. Hilliard is the last to make an appearance. They do use all 4, though the featured back now is Hill. And just an interesting footnote, at some point in their career, Hill, Blue, McGee, and Hilliard has each run over 100 yards in a game. 2nd and 7. There you go. Landry on a crossing route. He's wide open.
He's
Still,
yep.
yeah, all the way out to the 50-yard line.
Ran the formation into the sideline and then just cross underneath one of those undercuts off play action pass. Get the ball to your playmakers. You're up against linebackers. You know, when you have one of those big linebackers chasing that time, Jenkins, not a chance.
1st and 10, just inside the 40. Hilliard remains the running back. Mettenberger going deep down the middle. It's incomplete, almost caught by Cadron Boone, who's got 2 touchdown receptions today, and then Trey Matthews, a true freshman safety. He's been nicknamed already by his teammates Trigger Trey.
Yeah, it was a great throw, great defense. You know, he didn't get a free shot on him. It wasn't a defenseless player. I think he went through the ball. He wasn't trying to lay him out. Good play by everybody.
Georgia mixed up defensively now.
Nobody's covering the guy up to the top of the screen.
That's amazing. Mettenberger goes down the middle, perfect. Landry slips the tackle, touchdown.
Georgia again discombobulated on defense. I don't think they had any idea what defense they were running on that play. You see them even after the play talking to each other.
Delahousie on to tie this one up with 3:40 to go, third quarter.
What a throw. Just as good as the throw that was broken up before.
We're notched at 27.
Well, we gave Trey Clemens the credit for defending the play before. He's back here. This is Josh Harvey Clemens right here, right in between them. But there was such a mix-up to the other side of the field, and I don't know if Georgia knew exactly what they were doing on the play.
Well, let's take a look from behind Zach Mettenberger.
He can throw the ball, can he? A 35-yard dart right down the middle to Landry. We wondered, would LSU figure out a way to get Beckham and Landry in the game? They did. That was 3rd and 9. And LSU is now 7 out of 11 in third down conversions. Very reminiscent of the performance that Zach put on against Alabama.
Tied at 27. 3:40 to go in the third. Reggie Davis. No. 3rd and 7 here. In contrast to LSU, Georgia not all that effective on third downs, and they are not effective on this one.
That has not been called all day, and it wasn't called there.
Jalen Mills this time doing the defending. Oh, goodness.
They're hitting him, but they're not calling it. You're just going to have to go through it.
Well, come on.
That has not been called all game. We're not saying it's not, shouldn't be called, but it hasn't been called.
Went to Sanford Stadium and a wrestling match broke out. 4th and 7. Well, that's 2 or 3 examples of what might have been called.
Remember, Mettenberger had one. LSU had one early. Both sides.
Yeah, ball's loose.
Good, and Georgia's got it.
Indeed.
I think it was Connor Norman that ended up with the ball. Well, your surest player on the field misses it and hits his face mask. Opportunity to get the football there, but didn't come up with it, and Beckham misses it, and Connor Norman grabs it.
Did you see who hit him? 69, Trent Fricks, the snapper.
But he missed it before that, though, right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
he dropped that ball freely. It wasn't on the hit. He muffed the punt.
And so, at the 20, Aaron Murray and the Bulldogs, 2:47 to go. Third quarter, draw play Marshall. No. That's Daniil Hunter, number 94.
Well, Vern.
Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, a little bit of karma there, as you were saying it should have been pass interference on the play. So.
I didn't. I would assert myself that way.
I'm not saying you weren't right. It's just that pitch has not been called a strike all day.
There you go. Here's the handoff coming left. Marshall. And Lamine Barrow makes the stop.
Following the 2 big guys inside, Lee And Barrow comes across, sorts it out, and makes the play. This trips formation has been giving LSU trouble all day. Will they get pressure? Will they blitz?
Murray wide open. Michael Bennet, Georgia touchdown. That looked like a blown coverage.
I'm tired of saying it. Third and 11. Vern, LSU has the most defensive backs in the NFL. They could use a few. That's about as easy as you can do it.
Morgan.
In the slot, nobody covers him. What are you doing, Mika Eugene? He just lets him run right by him.
Well, this sea of red has sent waves lapping over the stadium. I like that.
Right?
Yes. I concur. Beckham again. Yard in. You better not let him loose. First down. At the 30. Play clock down to 3. Just do beat it. Here's Hill between left guard and left tackle. Well, we started the day talking about these two one-time roommates. And for the day now, 15 of 23 for 230 from Mettenberger, 14 of 25. Each has thrown for 3 touchdowns.
You know what I want to say? Pretty good recruiting by Georgia a few years ago, right?
That's right.
Having both those guys.
Second down 5.
You know, we said in the open, Vern, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter with the quarterbacks, and it sure is, isn't it?
Hill breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and crosses the 40. Sterling Bailey is the fellow who missed the tackle, number 58.
Bounces this one way outside. Play was designed to go between the guards, I believe, and he bounced it all the way out left side. That's really what that I formation gives you, the deep tailback play. Bo Schembechler would love that one from Les and Cam, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't he? Mettenberger right side. Beckham. Swan brings him down from behind. Number 5, Damian Swan. 17 yards on that one.
As the trips formation has really helped Georgia, the stack twin formation where both Landry and Beckham are together has given the Georgia defense problems.
No, that'll be the end of 3. 34-27. We're back at one of the best scenes in all of college football, Sanford Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. We begin the 4th. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson with you. We had hoped for a close encounter. Guess what? We got one.
Yep. Just about everybody called this high scoring. Offenses are better than the defenses, and been just about what everybody thought.
Yeah. And so it comes down to the 4th quarter. First down and 10, LSU.
This is this tight twin formation that has given Georgia a little trouble.
Beckham and Landry. That's Dixon, the tight end. McGee is the running back now. Play action. Mettenberger again, no pass rush. And again, a man wide open. Did he control the ball? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Great play by the safety coming across that time. I think it was Harvey Clemens. Ball was put in the right spot. Harvey Clemens comes right into the midsection. Doesn't cheap shot him. Good defense.
And a second down and 10. Mentioned At the opening of the afternoon telecast, LSU has won 7 and lost 6 in Sanford Stadium. One of the few teams.
He's coming. Oh, he's
drops back. Mettenberger.
He thought he was too. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Jordan Jenkins had one, didn't he?
Yes.
He roomed with Jarvis Jones. He tweets Jarvis Jones, and Jarvis Jones would have made that play. That's what that's the text he's going to get tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll hear from Jarvis Jones. 3rd and 10.
That would have been the stop, the one defensive stop to make a play.
Both receivers near side. 3-man rush. Mettenberger deep in the middle.
Wow, what a play.
Wow, Jarvis Landry. Now the helmet came off. Does he have to leave for one play?
It depends if the defender knocked it off. But even if he does, it's worth it. Ball again put in a perfect position. You can't throw it any better. Cam Cameron calls it throwing the receiver open. That's exactly what happened.
That's a 25-yard gain and a 1st and goal. Kenny Hilliard is back in. What a beautiful play. Hilliard to the 2, maybe the 1. Hilliard still the tailback. J.C. Copeland is the fullback on 2nd down. This is the 11th play of the drive. Follow the fullback for a touchdown for LSU. Kenny Hilliard strolls in untouched and celebrates with his teammate J.C. Copeland.
How about that 3rd down throw, that catch, great execution. Elite quarterback play. Plenty of athletes. LSU holds serve.
$11 plays, 70 yards, 416. And Delahoussie's extra point ties it up 34-34. That 3rd down play is worth another look. That was a brilliant throw.
Yeah, actually, Todd Grantham that time had a trick defense on. Zach thought it was too deep, but it's a shift this way. He throws the ball into between 3 Georgia defenders. Watch the shift to the middle of the field. He has the defense on that he wants, but he throws a perfect ball.
We will return to Sanford Stadium with Djokovic and Nadal right after this. We're in the 4th quarter with a lot of time left.
I'm thinking back early in the game, we had those 2 sound bites from Zach and Aaron Murray about each other.
Right.
I remember Aaron said, we battled for about 2 years for this job. Well, if today was a battle for the job between Zach and Aaron, I don't know how you choose between these 2 guys.
No. Bring Joe Cox back?
Oh, that's not nice. Fern, you can't.
I've been searching for an
Everybody
answer.
loves you. You can't do that.
Oh, dear. Reggie Davis. So here we are, 12-17 remaining. Heavyweight bout indeed. Conley. Play action. Murray rolls out. He'll keep it. He's got a downfield block and out of bounds at the 35. Yesterday he said, did you guys notice that I had 37 yards rushing last week?
Yes, and without Gurley, he might be the guy that gives Georgia enough rushing to keep that offense going.
On 1st and 15, Murray. Down the middle again, incomplete. Knocked away. It was intended for Conley.
Very nice play that time, wasn't it, by Quan Alexander?
Yeah, linebacker dropping back. Yep. 2nd and 15 in a tie game with under 9 to play. Marshall, no chance.
Boy, read again by Quan Alexander. Said, who will step up and make a play? Number 25 said, I've just made 2 of them.
Alexander getting the start today because Taj Jones pulled a hamstring last week. Alexander came into that game against Auburn and had 10 tackles. So now it's 3rd and 16 at the 20.
Remember last time, 3rd and 11, they gave up a touchdown. They're much softer zone here.
Bennet is in the slot to the left. Murray across the middle, tipped and incomplete. Intended for Bennet. So now they'll have to settle for the try for 3 with Marshall Morgan.
Well, after that first down there, and it was 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, that was a bad penalty. It was ugly. Just ugly plays right in a row. That one, they're lucky it didn't get tipped and intercepted. First high throw, really bad throw that Aaron Murray's made all day.
38-yarder, Marshall Morgan. And Theus is going to snap this. That's perfect for Morgan. (37-34).
There you go. Real interesting time of the game here now for LSU.
Beckham, he will bring it out from about 4 yards in. And he's tackled.
You know, I don't think with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, you can really think clock. I mean, it'd be nice to have a 7-minute drive and score the touchdown. But I think you also got to balance that with maybe if we go a little faster, we'll get the ball back. I mean, one thing they know, if anybody's going to score next, it's got to be LSU. Georgia gets the ball back up 3, they might not get it back again.
Interesting how quiet the crowd was when Georgia was on offense inside the 20, and now they start raising the roof. It's Hilliard at running back. Jeremy Hill hasn't seen action in the last series or 2. Here's Mettenberger back. I heard a whistle somewhere, but not to be. Jordan Jenkins with the sack. I thought I heard a whistle.
I think this was messed up. Yeah, nobody blocked them that time. There was a lot of calls and check with me's and switching out of plays before the snap. And you mentioned how loud it was. LSU, obviously, the offensive lineman, and Collins did not hear it.
That is Jenkins' first sack of the season.
No, now they bobbled the snap.
Loose ball. I think LSU recovered. Remember we mentioned, Gary, how Jarvis Jones and Jenkins are tweeting each other. Jarvis Jones was getting on him about no sack. Now look at this. Kenny Hilliard recovered it. Now the noise is deafening.
LSU needs to snap this ball. They cannot take a timeout.
5 seconds. 4. They have to take a timeout.
Oh, I'd rather take a 5-yard penalty. than a timeout.
They now have one remaining.
I mean, what's the difference? Third and, what is it? 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 28? I want my timeout.
Well, this is the kind of noise one usually hears in Death Valley on Saturday night. Instead, it's Sanford Stadium on Saturday afternoon.
Well, if they make this place will go stone cold quiet.
Amen. 3rd and 23. 3 down linemen. Mettenberger drills it right side. Caught by Beckham.
He got it.
My gosh.
The new laws of offense, I guess.
How about that? Needed 23, got 24.
I mean, not only that, the defense was lined up right at 23 yards and still let him get open. The rules have changed. Everything's different now. Great throw, great play, and now they're in a position to maybe run this thing out and put points on the board.
Mettenberger. Again the crossing route. Again it's Landry. And again a missed tackle. And now they're at the 35-yard line.
Same play as Vern told you. Zach just looks at that outside linebacker to the left. If he goes with the tight end, he drops it for the receiver coming across.
Under 5, same formation. 2 receivers, top of the screen. Play action again. Mettenberger got a man open. It's Beckham. And he's down to the 7-yard line.
Zach Mettenberger living out a dream. His dream had him in a Georgia helmet and colors. But he's now doing it for LSU. 354 yards passing. And Butch Jones told me that he thought he had Mettenberger signed at Cincinnati. But Zach told him, I want to play Georgia. That's why I'm going to LSU. I want one opportunity to play Georgia.
Toss to Hill. Comes outside, he'll score. And LSU has gone on top.
3rd and 23.
Yep.
Same play they scored with before, bouncing it out to the outside. And Hill with basically a walk-in. Think about how that drive started.
Yes. Delahousie. Fruget will hold. And the Tigers lead by 4. 3rd and 23.
Well, I'm back here saying the strategy should have been to save a timeout. And they got that one, but then they came to Beckham later to get it in position to score. And then the pitch to come to the outside for the touchdown.
Nothing to it, right? 3rd and 23. Rather extraordinary drive by the LSU Tigers as for the 5th time they reclaim the lead. It's 41-37. There's the man of the hour, Zach Mettenberger. He's now thrown for 354 yards. But Aaron Murray's going to have one more chance in this renewal of a battle between the two, whom, as we said, were once roommates for one semester. This one will come out after the touchback. Georgia has 2 timeouts remaining. Clock at 4:14. Murray. Justin Scott Wesley made the catch and then tiptoed out of bounds to stop the clock.
And Jalen Mills went for the football, got there just a bit late. You know, the three-man rush did not work for Georgia. It does not appear it's working for LSU. Let's see when Chavis decides to turn them loose.
Four-man rush. One coming from the corner. This one is caught by Arthur Lynch, the tight end. Out to the 45. 3:45 to go.
This is like when we last left you. Remember when Georgia playing Alabama, they had a drive just like this?
Yes, that's right. 2nd and 1. Four-man rushing. Marshall up the middle has the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily, and Ego Ferguson and David Andrews had a little push and pull there at the end of the play. 41-37. LSU with one timeout remaining, and Georgia has 2.
Mike Bobo says Mark Richt always stays calm. His team follows that lead, and he says that's why we were able to stay calm in these 2-minute drives.
Three-man rush again. Murray with time goes back to Lynch over the middle. Well, we'll take a look at it.
LSU's deep safeties are lining up 20 yards deep. The linebackers are dropping to 15 yards. And with, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes to go in the game, Aaron Murray's saying, thank you very much. I'll just drop it off and get it to the 50-yard line.
Here's Murray. J.J. Green, the freshman, is alongside him.
Still playing soft.
Green up the middle. Green with a first down. Gain of 18.
Nice call that time. It's one of those calls, if it doesn't work, everybody thinks, what are you doing here?
Dallas Lee, the left guard, led the way.
J.J. Green, the number 3 back, and out comes Gates. Change at left tackle. That's a big change.
Mark Beard. And Mettenberger can only watch now at the 2-minute mark. From the 25. Three-man rush. Murray deep. Got him open. Touchdown! Justin Scott Wesley. I did not think, Gary, that we would approach 49-42 that we had with the Alabama A&M game. I was wrong.
85 points in this game. Jalen Mills and Craig Lawson, great eye control by the quarterback. Watch him hold the safety in the middle and get the ball down the sideline. Hold the safety, and then throw it. See how he broke? Lawson broke to the middle of the field, and that was all the eye control by Murray. Abusing that safety with his eyes and making the great throw to the outside. But
too much time left.
1:47.
Murray has thrown for 4 touchdowns today. Odell Beckham is the deep man. The kick short at the 7. Beckham. Oh, brother. He was oh so close to breaking that one.
In all of the dreams that Zach Mettenberger ever had, going to junior college, transferring, working hard to get it, do you ever think he dreamed this much? That's a big dream. Have the ball, down 3.
And here he comes. Grew up in Watkinsville, played for Oconee County High School, had 3 different head coaches in his 3 years at the high school. Now he's under the tutelage of Cam Cameron, and he's facing a hostile team and a hostile environment. Georgia brings 4. Got him!
Oh, man. Leonard Floyd again with 2 outside bookends. Floyd and Jenkins. When Jordan Jenkins said, you know what, they're count Leonard Floyd as a freshman, I count him as part of my class. We were recruited together. LSU took a timeout, I guess, right?
It looks that way.
And I wonder if they took the timeout because Zach was dazed.
They have none remaining. Oh, boy, did he split. He split the 2 offensive linemen. And Floyd, the tackle results in a loss of 7.
Well, Jenkins had a sack earlier.
Right.
And now Floyd gets a sack. Remember, Jenkins earlier had that opportunity to make the interception just before the last touchdown. Didn't make it. We wondered who would make the big play. Is that the big play? Well, we've already seen. I'm not going there again.
No. I'm just thinking, and it's sardonic. They've got 2nd and 17. If they lose 6 more,
yeah, they're right there.
Zach Mettenberger's got it right where he wants him. 3rd and 23.
Well, obviously they got 4 chances. They get 3 more downs to make the first down.
Across the middle deep, caught by Beckham.
Yep, geez.
Wow.
2 NFL receivers and a crossing route. Terry Bradshaw's favorite play.
I knew that.
Right?
I did know that,
the
yes.
deep dig.
Yep.
Lynn Swan, John Stallworth, go across the middle. I don't care if there's 3 guys there. I'll hit you with the football.
Here's the snap on first down. Across the middle, incomplete. Is there a flag? There is.
They're not calling those today.
No, they are not.
You have to admit that they've been consistent all day.
That was intended for Jarvis Landry. I must say, we talked about this being a heavyweight bout, and they are letting them slug it out today.
No ticky-tack interference call.
Not at all. 2nd and 10 with 1:08 to go. Landry and Beckham near side. Cadron Boone, top of the screen. That's Dixon, the tight end, back to supply blocking help. Mettenberger, that one took off on him. It might have been tipped.
I think it was. I think Ray Drew might have got his hand on that. Not sure. I think it was Ray Drew. Great penetration. The Georgia defense is running stunts. They're getting pressure into the pocket even when they don't get him.
Delahousie is the new place kicker for LSU. A 3-point game, 3rd and 10. Blitz up the middle. Mettenberger across the middle. Incomplete. Is there a flag? There is no flag.
Tried a back shoulder throw that time. No, it's just a towel down, I believe. I think it was number 25. Harvey Clemens did. And, you know, you've got to adapt. When you're the defensive backs and they're not calling that, you can be physical. And he was physical on the play.
4th down 10.
One thing I can predict, could be wrong again, but I bet anything, Georgia will not rush 3.
That's Dixon. Oh, my gosh. Mettenberger heaves it. That's incomplete. It'll go over on downs.
Jenkins doesn't get the sack, but he lays out on the play. He could feel the pressure from Leonard Floyd, number 84, as well, and it forced the throw high. Jenkins and 84 Floyd. Odell Beckham slipped on the play, but I think the ball was too high. I don't think it would have been caught no matter what.
Murray will take a knee. LSU cannot stop it.
We called it today that this was a game where you got to measure up, and you take measure in this game. I'll tell you, both quarterbacks measured up.
Well, the dream evolved into a bit of a nightmare for Mettenberger, but boy, what heart.
It was.
And what heart there as well. And let's go down to Tracy, who's with a couple of people who played a rather significant role in this game.
Well, guys, a very emotional scene here. Coach, I see you're tearing up. What did you just say to Aaron Murray there?
Just told him I was proud of him. You know, both those quarterbacks played their tail off. Very impressive, but just so thankful.
You also had a great moment with Zach Mettenberger. What did you say to him?
I told him the same thing. Proud of him. He's a hell of a player.
This caps off a ridiculous September your team had. What does it say about this team and where they stand right now?
I just love them. I'm proud of them. The coaches, these fans are unbelievable. No one does it better than Georgia.
Thanks a lot.
God bless everybody in this stadium.
Thank you so much. And these fans were truly amazing. And this is what quarterbacks dream of. What can you say about your effort against Zach Mettenberger's effort today?
It wasn't me versus Zach. It was University of Georgia versus LSU. And just so proud of our guys for fighting hard all day long on offense, defense. We've been through a lot this season so far. I mean, it's hard to believe it's only been 4 games, and this is one tough team, and just so proud of my guys right now.
What does it say about your team, though, where you guys stand and your hopes and dreams for the rest of the season?
We feel like we have everything in front of us still. We just got to keep working, keep getting better, and keep winning.
We appreciate the time. Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Warren?
All right, Tracy.
Both quarterbacks really led their football team, and those two guys, you know, they've gotten their share of criticism through their career. They hung in together, and that's why I think you saw that emotional Mark Richt with his quarterback.
And so it was. The come from behind took a little over 2 minutes. What a wonderful ball game.